Good morning, everybody. Today's episode is brought to you by our fine friends at Ramble Office Anywhere. That's RAMBLEO Office. I'm not going to do all those words, Don. The Ramble Destination Travel Trunk keeps your essentials organized, your gear protected, and your productivity maximized so you can travel anywhere and work anywhere. And because you're a wonderful listener to the program, you can put in the promo code Buffalo for 5% off, Don. It's already got a great price, so check it out. Our friends at Ramble Office Anywhere. So, welcome everybody. We're to change up things. It's actually Thursday here, and this show's going to be going out tomorrow on Friday. We have our buddy Bobby Lebel on from Musician of Buffalo, but I just want to say that all the comments and statements by Eddie Buffalo, Donnie Lowe, and Bobby Lebel are purely for entertainment purposes. Good to see you, buddy. How are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
A little cold this morning.
Sorry?
A little cold this morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Keeping the snow off the driveway so students can show up and, keeping things clear,
No, exactly.
Some chilly weather, 24 degrees, buddy.
Oh yeah, me too. I've been shoveling so much snow in Texas. It's ridiculous, Bobby. I'm out there all the time with my snowblower. Yeah, never. I'm out of there, baby. No.
Oh, man.
I would say let me just do a little housekeeping here. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Best way to experience the podcast is if you go to our YouTube channel, which is EBI Media Insurance Questions Podcast, EBI Media Insurance Questions Podcast. And if you prefer to listen to a podcast, we're on 53 different podcast depositories. So wherever you listen, we're there. TikTok friends, we're usually live on TikTok. We've had some technical issues, but we'll be back next week with that, hopefully. And just always know that we appreciate you taking time out of your day to share it with us. And we're very grateful for you. So thank you. All right, Eddie, take it away.
Take it away.
It was nice to hear from you. And you're going to sing a couple songs for us this morning, aren't you?
Yeah, whatever you want. Whatever you want, any key.
I was teasing Bobby because him and Jesse did a show in Buffalo about a month ago, and the guy's like, "So you gonna sing a song?" And it sounded like you guys were not prepared for that. It's like, and I said, "I will never do that to Bobby, because I'm gonna sing my two favorite songs that you do, Mr. Grinch and Crystal Blue Persuasion." So everybody get some earplugs in so I can start singing.
Hey, go ahead.
No, I'm not doing it.
No, we don't want to go through that.
Nobody wants to hear that. No.
Yeah.
So once again, tell everybody about why you are here in the 10th anniversary of MOB. And now it's not Donnie's people, the mob, it's the Musicians of Buffalo. So tell us a little bit about what's going on there, Bobby.
It's our 10th year, and we are extremely stoked. 10 years of doing the Musicians of Buffalo, and where we can, providing a little bit of charity money for charities of our choice. But 97 Rock has always been a supporter. This year, 96.1, The Breeze jumped on board and made us sing. They were mean. They made us sing.
I know.
I think
what
fine.
kills me is that kid had no idea who Billy Sheehan was because he called him Billy Squire. I don't know if you picked that up.
Well, hopefully he's listening right now, and he'll correct that. Yeah. Afterwards, I listened to it because, when you're in the moment, I don't catch everything, Jesse and I are just sitting there thinking about, he's talking away. God, how do we look right now? Is our hair good and shit? It's really not about content. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, they were very nice at 96.1 The Breeze. We really had a good time. They were very nice people.
Yeah, you guys sounded great too.
Yeah, it was cool. They told us they were going to want us to sing a couple little things. I'm like, okay. So I brought an acoustic guitar, and I don't mind that stuff. It's all right. With social media now, you can't put your best work on. People are just putting you on Facebook Live when you're performing, and I'm like, gee, I hope we didn't make mistakes or screw up, or the PA feedback and stuff. It's really I think that it's nice to, if I were videotaping somebody, I would ask them if I could place it on social media and show it to them before
Yeah.
putting it on. You know, 'cause you're bearing your soul to the whole world. I don't know who's watching. You know, it's a little weird, but hey, that's the way it is now. So, you know, you just do the best you can every day, and you know, thank the Lord above.
Yeah, the
Well, we
times they
haven't-
are changing. So
Yeah,
as
we
far as
average
that
about
goes.
500,000 people watching the show during the day, Bobby. So you're going to get your word out pretty good. We're getting bigger every time we talk to you, my friend.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, in any case, I'll finish answering the question. It's our 10th year, and I'm here because to answer your question, why am I here? I really had to look at that, and I had to avoid a litany of smart-ass remarks and answers. But why you're here, I have always cared about educating kids, and I worked with adults and, you know, retired folks, but I love working with kids. And once in a while, you get one or two that really latch onto it, and they really care about music. They respect the genres that they're getting into and stuff. So it's a real joy. And if you can help somebody achieve a musical breakthrough where they're like, wow, I didn't know I could do that, you've succeeded, I think, as a teacher or a mentor or whatever. And, you know, hopefully we're spreading the word through the mob as much as possible to help kids, you know, get a musical education. Let's honor all the people that we've lost here in the Buffalo area, all the fine musicians. And Buffalo has got some of the finest musicians of every instrument. They're just fantastic. So we honor the ones that we lost every year, and just spreading the love, spreading the word.
That's
What I
wonderful.
love is I was going over your when I was looking up information about the mob, and got a nice write up for you guys. Core mob musicians: Billy Sheehan, Jesse Galante, Bobby Lebel. Notable musicians from Buffalo: Rick James, Goo Goo Dolls, Ani DeFranco, Grover Washington Jr., Benny the Butcher. Yeah, I know he's for the younger kids. A lot of people know who that is. But I tell you, I love Bedville. I mean, Andy DeFranco's team did a great job there. And whether you are a drinker or not, and you go there, go downstairs to the grotto, it's definitely a beautiful thing to look at.
Yeah.
Oh, well, downstairs in the 9th Ward you're referring to.
Yeah.
Right. And that's where we do our meet and greet.
Nice.
They've got it set up beautifully. So, and it's nice. You get out of the dressing room, walk down the hall, and there's the door to the meet and greet, the 9th Ward. And it's nice. We get to visit with our friends whom we only see once a year. And it's real important to Billy, Jesse, and I, just sort of paying homage to our friends. It's almost like hey, thank you. You know, we're going to do this every year for you guys. It'll be nice. The meet and greet is set up with, we're just printing up a step and repeat banner. So we're going to, you know, do up some extra marketing efforts. It's, you know, if we were touring, you know, we'd kind of get it down to a science, you know, after about 4, 5, 6 shows, you really, you know, the mistakes disappear. Everything's really humming, and that would be nice. But, you know, it's tough to contact a talent buyer in Cincinnati and say, hey, we're the musicians of Buffalo. What, you want to hire us? You know, and it's like,
well,
how about musicians of Cincinnati? You know, it's like,
why don't you just change name for every city, Bobby? The musicians of Rochester, musicians of Syracuse, musicians of Greenville, Texas.
It will be MRO. We'll go to Albany. We'll be MO. We'll go to Albany. We'll be MOA.
So I'm going to start asking you some questions about Christmas. Now, I keep on telling everybody you do a wonderful Mr. Grinch. I'd say it's better than Boris Karloff's original one, you know, but that's my opinion. And is there any songs that when you were growing up, Christmas-wise, that you liked playing more, and the ones that you really didn't like playing?
As a teenager, I started finger picking green sleeves.
Okay.
I was, and my mom would always make me play it every Christmas. and I played for the family, and I, you get impatient. You're like, I'll tune up next time, but you get through the whole tune, and I get halfway through the tune, and I'm like, hey, I know something cooler and better. She's like, play the whole song, please. Shut up and play the whole damn song. You get impatient, but that's a great one. It's funny you asked that, Ed, because I've always loved "Oh Holy Night" has always been one of those songs that blows me away. It's just so passionate and and emphatic with all the passion. And but I never really sang. I would listen to every artist sing it, and I just loved most of the artists that did it. And then we decided to do it on the Mob record, and I said I would love to sing that tune. I'm a big Elvis fan from when I was a kid. I love the rockabilly Elvis. A lot of what he did up until about 1957-ish. Then he went to RCA Records and he turned into a pop star. But prior to that, he was rockabilly and gospel, and man could sing gospel. And then we did it, and Billy complimented me on my vocal. He really loved the vocal, and he produced the vocal. He produced us singing on the Mob record. He really guided Jesse and I through our lead vocals. And he's really a talented producer of vocalists. And it was my first time in the studio with Billy. We had mixed stuff many, many years ago, 40 years ago. He helped me with some things. But actually making a record, and I'm like, wow, this guy works really fast. And I like to work really fast because I'm a musical director. It's like, hey, guys, here's all your stuff. Here's what you got to know. I'll meet you at the studio. And then the guys that show up and know their stuff, they're pretty honored by us. But Billy got in, okay, let's go, bang, bang, bang. And working with our drummer, Elton, he was running it so that we do a pass, just guitar, bass, drums, a couple of vocals to get a drum track initially. And and on those tracks, those initial tracks, really Elton was the decision maker, which track was really good. But anyway, getting back to favorite Christmas songs, that's a favorite. I really enjoy the heck out of when Jessie does the Darlene's Love Song. And I really, really like when she does What Child Is This?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I like the whole presentation, the band, the horns. And I got to acknowledge Phil Sims, our trombonist. He writes the most beautiful horn charts I've ever heard. He also, he'll jokingly say he lifts some of the best horn charts he's ever heard on records. But now to answer that question, also favorite Christmas songs. Every year we have 5 children and 5 grandchildren, and we do our Christmas celebration on Christmas Eve. So it's all the kids, all the grandkids, and there's usually anywhere between 13 to 17 of us here on that night and exchanging gifts. And I make everybody sing, and the kids and the grandkids say, hey, when are we going to sing, Pop-Up? I'm like, before you open your presents. If you want presents and dinner, we're going to sing. And we sing for about 15, 20 minutes, and and it's all the grandkids. And so this is Christmas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And it's really just beautiful. One time I posted, it's kind of private. I don't always post it, but I'll post it this year. I did about 3 years ago. And we do about 6, 7, 8 tunes. And I'd like to bring the family into assisted living facilities, perhaps, and sing Christmas tunes and entertain if we can pull that off. But I told everybody this year we're adding, told the entire family, this year we're adding a song my wife and I want to sing, How Great Thou Art.
Oh, beautiful.
And she just loves the song. And then I listened to it so much. Vince Gill and Carrie Underwood just nailed it when they sang it together. So we're going to add that. I told the kids, I said, you better learn this tune. Rehearsal is Christmas Eve, guys.
Now, are most of the Christmas songs in the public domain now, Bobby?
Some of them are. Some of them are. And then big hit songs. Happy Birthday, I think, is still public domain. And now I'm going to buy that copy. I'm going to figure it out. But what tune? I think I wrote the year. We did when I had my rockabilly band 20 years ago, the Headers, almost 25 years ago. we put the dates of the songs that they were written, and
Uh,
Jingle Bells, and there were a couple that were written in the mid 1700s.
oh wow.
Yeah, some of those songs are very old.
That's when you were in your 30s, Don.
I know. I think I remember when that was written. Silent Night, I think, was written in the 1700s, right?
1742 by Mr. Pierpont. I think he was the writer. Yeah, I get them mixed up. I'd have to go pull out the CD and take a look. But yeah, how do you do it, Don, at your age?
That's a great question. We don't have enough time for that one. I have a question for you. I know because we're talking about Christmas music and that, but what is your all-time favorite guitar to play?
My all-time favorite guitar.
Yeah.
Boy, a 1959 Les Paul Gibson.
Oh.
1960, but now they're priced out of the market. And
I can't even imagine.
Yeah. When I was a kid, when I went to Manny's first time in New York City, because I grew up in Connecticut, so to get to New York City was about an hour, 20-minute drive for us from Western Connecticut. And you could buy them in those days for about $15,000 at Manny's. So privately, you'd still find them for $400 or $500. And in those days, it was just like old gear. It was like, oh, this thing's old. Is it trashed? Maybe I should go buy a new one. We didn't know how good they were.
Is that what Eric Clapton played, or no? I'm not sure.
He did for briefly. He played a 59 on the John Mayall record, the Blues Breakers.
Right.
That partially made him pretty famous, and he was one of the first guys to plug a Gibson into a Marshall amp and turn the thing on 10 and get a great sound. Yeah. Nobody had done that before the Blues Breakers. But yeah, there were a bunch of guys that played them, like Keith Richards, when he bought his in like 1963. He said, I went into the music store and there's a 1959 Les Paul. Nobody wanted them in 1963. Everybody wanted Strats.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so he said, the guy says, well, this guitar is about 4 years old. I'll give it to you for $150. 150 pounds, mate.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah. Then he played it for like one record. Then he gave it to Mick Taylor. And then Mick Taylor on the and then Charlie Watts is holding that guitar on the Get Your Yayas Out album.
Oh my gosh, how funny.
And it's that particular 1959. Yeah, I've researched these guitars. I'm a huge fan of a lot of the stuff Gibson built from in the 1950s. They built the best guitars in the world. Acoustic, some of the acoustics, Martin made the best acoustics.
Oh, yeah.
They were just great. And then they just, they sold to a big corporation. And by 1965, they were owned by a cement company for all things.
Really?
And a cement company bought Gibson in 1965, and CBS bought Fender in 1965. By January 1965, they took control of the company. And, it's a big corporation, and let's cut costs, and the cost cutting was, which is what your typical hedge fund does.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
It was a concrete company. Was that your people, Don?
I'm not going to say. I don't want to get any names out.
Well, we're not woodworkers.
There,
Hey, Don, are there any carpenters in Italy? I mean, they only work with stone, for crying out loud. You don't see any wooden structures,
I know. It's marble. It's all in the marble.
Oh, that's funny.
No,
so that's a favorite guitar. My God. The other favorite was a 1955 Gibson Super 400. Like Merle Travis was a country guitar player in the 1940s. He was Chet Atkins' first guitar hero. He played the Super. A lot of people played the Super 400. Roy Clark, but it was probably the nicest instrument. I put it in my hands. I was at a guitar show. It was in 2007 with the Hatters at the Long Island Guitar Show. This fellow had his booth. He had about 15 1950s jazz guitars, all Gibson. And I said, man, can I play one of them? He says, you can play them all. And I was at his booth for 2 hours. And I just amazing instruments because they were made in the 50s at Gibson in Kalamazoo, Michigan by people who had the World War II mentality, craftsmanship, to building these instruments, and I can't say enough about them.
Are they hollow body or no?
The Super 400 is a hollow body guitar, archtop jazz box. Well, Les Pauls are solid body.
Right.
This is an Anderson copy of a Strat, and they're all solid. Les Pauls are big and heavy. They weigh about 9 pounds, and after you're on stage for 2 hours, you're like, oh, righty,
Oh, I bet. I never even thought of something like that,
Yeah, these are about 6 pounds, and and that's why guys love them. They're beveled back here, so it doesn't jab you in the ribs, and the neck is comfortable. It's really got a lot of nice appointments. I mean, the Fender Strats in the 60s, they wouldn't stay in tune. They didn't sound, to me, they didn't always sound that great unless you use them in the right situation. Rock guys could not always get what they needed out of a Strat. You had to use a couple of fuzz tones like Jimi Hendrix did and turn your amp on 10 and go nuts. And Jimmy got amazing sounds out of it. But not all guys could draw the tones out of the guitar. I think Gibsons are easier to get that Mississippi Queen, sound, Leslie West. And that's a difference. So a Fender guitar, you're going to get Mark Knopfler, Sultans of Swing. That is the quintessential Fender Strat sound, and it's beautiful. Played on, I think, a 62. But then Mississippi Queen, that kind of guitar sound, which evolved into more heavy metal tones later, I think. But that's played on a 50s Gibson, usually a Les Paul or Les Paul Jr., and those are the fat tones. I mean, first time I heard Mississippi Queen when I was a kid was my neighbor. He got the record. I was 14. And now at our house, we had a little box. It was a little turntable. You open the lid and you put on the record, and it had a little speaker about that big. It was a Webcore turntable. I went to my buddy's house. He's got an Advent system with two-way bookshelf speakers, and in a house that was about 100 years old, so everything's wood, and a pretty solid amp. And and the cowbell comes on, go, boom, and Mississippi Queen. I'm like, oh my freaking God, we've arrived. And that was the guitar tone.
That is awesome.
Oh man,
that is so cool.
It's funny. It's funny when you go to different parts of the country, that different styles and things like that. Like when I only brought 2 guitars with me to Texas when I left Buffalo, and it's my Gibson Les Paul. I got a mint green one, and my Randy Rhoads Flying V had to come with me. Is
that a Jackson?
To me, not only do guitars sound beautiful, but they are beautiful. To me, they almost look like works of art sometimes.
Oh
yeah. Yeah. I like looking at them, reading about them, playing them, touching them. I'm addicted. I got addicted at the age of 5. My dad was a rhythm guitar player in a country band, and his older brother had a silver tone, black and white silver tone. It looked like a Les Paul, and it wasn't a great guitar, but boy, it was the first electric I picked up, and I was like, oh my God, and I said, Dad, teach me. And so.
How many guitars do you own?
I got, there's about 20, not that many, about 20. And then there's 10 there's about 35 instruments here.
Oh, wow.
But there's mandolins, a bahalaki from Russia, a violin, 2 ukuleles, a banjo, a dobro, a sitar. And then the rest is about 21 guitars. Now, that's our website, Eddie, with the, with that.
Yeah, I'm finding it right now. Yeah,
that's the only way I know
how
to
get to it,
and it's
oh, that's
looks
beautiful. That looks great.
They did a nice job of it. Now, are tickets still available, Bobby?
Is what?
Are tickets still available, or are you guys sold out?
They're it's pretty close to selling out. So if anybody would like to go, I would hustle and get your tickets for the meet and greet, because that sells out. So we're not a tribute, so it takes us a little longer to sell out. We're not like a tribute act,
Right.
But next year I have not done rockabilly in I don't know, 10 years. And I'm going to get back to it this year. I really am anxious to do that. I'm going to do a couple of things with Elton, our drummer, and a friend of mine on upright bass, and try a couple of Stray Cats things.
Oh,
Pull
Oh,
out the
that's
Gretsch.
cool.
But I really would like to travel to a few cities doing the Brian Setzer Orchestra show.
That would be
Uh,
awesome.
Yeah,
I
and
gotta-
I use and really I started a band 2014. We did a few shows, which was basically the band that we use for the Christmas show. And I was doing some Brian Setzer Orchestra stuff. I didn't market it correctly though. I just called it Bobby Lebel Orchestra, and I was doing about 1/3 original material with a 13-piece band, which is kind of suicide if you don't have a record deal and you're out there with a 13-piece band doing original material. It's going to be expensive, and it was, but it was rewarding as all hell. And I learned a lot about playing with that big of a band in that genre, and I just love the stuff. I just love big band. Just
that's
hearing
good.
those, yeah, hearing
That's
those
good.
horns and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, that's wonderful.
wish-
I was going to ask you another question, because I think you've recorded in a lot of different studios. What is your favorite recording studio?
my favorite that I played in was in Los Angeles. It was called Mad Hatter Studios. It has since been sold to a different organization. But when I moved to LA in '91, we started recording there, and the studio manager was our lead singer, so it worked out. We were able to get studio time. And then sometimes an artist would they'd book a weekend and then they'd cancel at the last minute, and I would be in there the whole weekend, sleeping on the floor, mixing stuff. It was the studio. Mad Hatter was owned by one of the great jazz musicians of our time, Chick Corea. Great
Oh,
jazz piano player, magnificent.
yes.
Yeah, and the mixing, the consoles were German consoles called Neve, Neve, and Chick had acquired 2 of them from Electric Ladyland, and they were Jimi Hendrix's old boards. He bought both boards for
Amazing.
Studio A and B, and at that time they cost about 150 grand. They were hand wired and all tube. There's no transistors. There's nothing. It's all tubes and wires. It's a hand wired, tube driven mixing board that makes your records sound beautiful and warm.
I was just going to say it's a warm sound, and you said it. So
and it's an overused word, warm, but and then some of the records that were done at Chick's studio, all the Robin Ford records when he was with the Blue Line. And I was real good friends with Tommy Brecklin, Robin's drummer, and he would play me their rough mixes and stuff, and it's just beautiful stuff. But they were also doing Robert Palmer's records at the studio, Simply Irresistible,
Really?
yeah, and all of those great hits that Robert Palmer had, Addicted to Love, and then the Batman themes were all done there, and that was real big, late '80s, early '90s.
Amazing.
yeah.
They had some great clients. That's where I met James Taylor's bass player, the guy that looks like God, Leland Sklar. And I'm like, well, I thought I was a talker. Wow. And this guy's got the greatest stories. He's a sweetheart of a guy. He was very gracious. He talked to me for about an hour. And I asked him all the questions. What was it like? You started out with James and you started out with Carole King, and they're all young and, this hippie band, and his stories were wonderful. Very gracious.
Nice.
He married well, as I understand, to a nice lady in Pasadena a long time ago.
Well, believe it or not, boys, we're at the end of the show.
I know.
I had more to say.
Yes. So please, everybody, support Bobby, Jesse, everybody else for Musician of Buffalo. And that is on the 13th of this month. Tickets are still available.
If I can interrupt, a couple of important points, Eddie, I apologize.
Yep,
Talus version 2 will be playing 2 tunes, just Talus, and the singer, since we've lost Phil Nero some years ago, our dear friend Jim Crean will be singing with Billy and Talus version 2, which is Kiri, Mark Miller, and Billy. and Jim
Nice.
Creek. That's going to be exciting. We really look forward to that. Carl Dixon will be on the show from Coney Hatch, the Guess Who, and April Wine. And so those are some of the cool guests. My dear friend Mike Caputi from Nashville is coming up to play drums on some tracks.
And I am so sorry that I'm not going to be there, because I am so excited to hear that Talos Version 2 is going to be playing, because for me, their last album, 1985, there's not a bad song on that album.
Oh, that's great.
It was just a
You're not
tragedy.
coming to the show?
What's that?
You're not coming to the show?
No, Bobby, I actually am
Sorry,
putting
folks, this
another
discussion
shirt
is
on.
over.
I am going to be filming in Montana for a new Taylor Sheridan show.
Oh, good. I'm an amateur actor.
Yes, that's what I am. That's what I am. But I'm going to be a bad guy, so it'd be
Good for
interesting.
you.
So make sure you support our friends. And we're going to end the show like we end every other show. If you like working with people that are just like you, have the same values that you do, have the same passion for life, and love your children as much as we do, we're the people you want to work with. You can reach us at ebiagency.com. You can you can email us at eddiebuffaloinsurance@gmail.com. And what's the hotline, Donnie?
Hotline number is 430-324-4557. That's 430-324-4557.
4557.
And for all our friends in the North Pole making toys right now for Santa, what's the number for them, Donnie?
It's 430-324-4557.
Okay. How about our Chinese neighbors making the toys?
It's the same thing.
So remember, everybody, life's definitely worth winning. Worth living. What do you got to do, Bob? Tom. What's your name? Tommy Lowe is back. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. You just got to keep on fighting, baby. Keep on fighting.
And look for Bobby Lebel on YouTube or wherever you listen to your music. Crystal Blue Persuasion is not to be missed, and he does a fantastic version of The Grinch, among many other tunes that he crafts by himself very nicely, Bob. Bobby, thank you for being with us again, and happy holidays to you, my friend.
Thank you, guys.
Ciao, ciao, everybody.
Nice.